So here I am working out what I can get inside the boot of a Ferrari 360. It's a car that was never really designed for touring, but it does have a decent sized boot. The downside is here I'm traveling for 10 days, nearly actually 2 weeks, and I've got to take luggage for 2 people. My wife is flying into Cannes to join me later on in the trip, but she's taking hand luggage only, so I've got to get her hold all in the car, along with her toiletries and a few other bits and pieces, in addition to my stuff and some tools. So as you can see in the boot, I've already got a tool bag, which I'll probably have to squish up a bit, the Ferrari toolkit, the Ferrari tyre kit, which is basically just some foam, some wheel foam, a warning triangle. I've got a tow rope, hopefully will not need to use that, and a bottle of Shell Helix oil as required by the engine on this car. So it's a bit of a 3D jigsaw. I'm going to try and load it whilst holding the phone, so this may or may not work. But I'm going to start off by putting this socket set in the bottom. Now, in theory, I probably don't need to take a socket set, but Sod's Law says that if I don't, I'll need it. The other thing you need with a Ferrari, particularly one of these, is some really thick gloves. These are welder's gloves, and the reason for that is the engine is dry sumped, and you can only check the oil level when the engine's hot. Ferrari, in their wisdom, decided that they would use aluminium oil filler, which you can see just there in the middle of the engine. When the engine's been running for a while, that is really hot, so hence the need for some welder's gloves. So let's see how I get on with packing the car. So first bag is in, that's a relief. Some toiletries of one sort or another. I think the thing I've always found with these cars is the boot is actually surprisingly deep, so it can take a lot of stuff. The big one is my holdall here, which I'm hoping will just fit, having been squished down. Then my wife's rucksack, which along with my computer bag is probably going to end up going behind the driver's seat. So let me just have a look at that now. There is a reasonable amount of space behind the seats in these cars. There's enough space, for instance, behind the passenger seat for my wife's hand luggage bag. That will be going in there. So it looks like these two need to both go in the body of the car behind the front seats. So in case you're wondering what the red cable is, when the car's not in use, I connect it to a trickle charger to keep the battery in perfect condition. So I just leave that wire into the car. It's hardwired into a couple of specific points next to the fuse box, which is under the shelf at the back. So good news, those two bags fit. I'm not sure yet that I'm going to be able to close the bonnet with this big bag in, so if you bear with me, I need to come back to this in a sec. So I'm reasonably happy that I've got all of that in, a little bit of extra space, so maybe I can bring some wine back from France, a few pairs of shoes, and I think that is it. A little bit of camera kit to go in, but nothing major.
The next time you see me, I'll either be on the ferry or in France.